So Hercules vs. Wukong happened, and holy shit, this episode goes hard. I was already so damn hyped for this episode, and it managed to exceed all of those expectations somehow. So let's get right into it. First off, we have the analysis, which it's the best of the season by a landslide. I love these analyses. They are just so much fun, going into like the crazy wackiness and just absurdity of mythologies. It's so much fun talking about them. It's so much more interesting than just generic comic characters or anime character number 213. It's so interesting to hear these new types of stories, and I love it, the way they cover their stories, and it's so non-versus focused. It's mainly focused on their stories, and I love that. And both character conclusions in it are just beautifully done. Just such really good writing. Like, these analyses are just, they're perfect. They're amazing. I love them. They're so good. As for animation quality, it's also absolutely incredible. The sprites, for them being fully custom, look amazing. They have a little bit of jank here and there, like Hercules' opening walk cycle looks a bit weird, but it's forgivable because the majority of it looks amazing. I also love the cross-hatching aesthetic they went with all of the sprites. It gives it that really nice, ancient, like, vibe to it. And the hand-drawn background of it being on a scroll does wonders. The hand-drawn background is just, it's so good. I love it. It adds so much to the fight instead of just doing another basic 3D background. It gives it so much more flair to it. And the effects are also just really good. There's not that many of them, but like stuff like the cosmic fight, it looks amazing. Everything from an animation quality standpoint is, well, amazing. As for choreography, it's okay. It's really nothing special. The highlight of this fight is definitely in its artistic direction and the stylistic choices, not so much really what happens in it. Don't get me wrong, what happens in it is awesome. I love Wukong making the mountain-sized staff, Hercules just then lifting that staff. I love three-headed Wukong and pretty much everything Wukong does. Wukong really carries the dynamic, but that's to be expected when Hercules has, like, nothing to do. But, yeah, the choreography is just kind of there. It's nothing too special, but it's fine. As for the characters in the fight, they're really fun. I love Wukong, his little goober attitude and just personality. There's so much fun to play around with. It's just him not taking the fight seriously at all, and Hercules bounces off of him with his more stoic and serious side. So they work really well, and they're pretty in character for what I know of them. Yeah, that's about it. Not too much to go over for character. Sound is also good, but, like, not too much to say on it. The hits are impactful, don't get me wrong. That final clash between the god forms of them, that hits hard. And I love the impact of Wukong's giant staff. Like, it has some good impact, but most of the sound design is, just solid stuff. And then the track, Hero's Journey is, it's good. First off, the track art is easily the second best of the season. I still think Mad Life Ride's track art is better, but its track art is amazing. And the track itself, it's not something I'd listen to on its own, but it fits the battle really well, so I like it. And then there's the post-analysis, which explains the result fairly well. Wukong wins this pretty clearly. Hercules' only win con is the poison arrows, and that's pretty hard to do when Wukong is throwing a clone army of potentially infinite number, along with 30 million different spells that he can do, and thousands of transformations. Like, it's one win con against a literal army of hexes. He really was not going to get that in. So, it's a pretty self-explanatory win. It's a good explanation, and the next time it's fine. Boba vs. Predator is okay. It's the matchup I'd want them to do Boba for, because at least it brings in Predator, but fuck, man, Predator vs. Meta would have been so much better, and I so would have wished that would have happened. But, oh well, you can't take them all. I'm still excited for it. So, all in all, in conclusion, did I like this episode? Holy shit, yes. I don't have as much to say on it as other episodes. Like, it's hard to describe why I love it, but it's really just how distinct and unique this episode feels. It's so stylistically different, and the artistic direction they went with this one, I just love it. It's such a creative matchup that offers so much potential, and they just completely ran with that potential. It really gives me hope that Death Battle will do more just out-of-the-box matchups like this, where the potential is just so much more unique than other matchups that they might do, than just like comic book characters or anime characters. It's really interesting, and I love it, and it's why it's my favorite of the season so far. Jinx vs. Harley, much as I love it, it's a great episode. But this one is just so unique that I can't not have it as my favorite. I love it too much. With that, though, I'm probably going to end off the review there. I'd give it a 9 out of 10. No 9.5s yet in the season, but I'm sure we'll get there. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.